I'm doing this message from downtown Rochester, um, and I'm going to address it to the believers in Metro Detroit. That's the way Paul addressed some of his letters, just to the believers or the saints in the cities that he was addressing. I'm Richard Dalton, Reverend Richard Dalton, a church planter, hospice chaplain. Uh, Years ago, I gave invocations um, at the Detroit City Council, at a couple times up at the state Senate, and I was privileged to go to Washington, D.C. and give the invocation at the U.S. Senate. And in that prayer, I prayed about our stewardship and the stewardship granted to us. And I feel like I have a stewardship that's been granted to me, um, and it's really crucial at this time in our culture and society. Our values are less and less welcomed in much of public life and the public square. Um, we are very easily deplatformed. Uh, you can have your platforms at church, but really, you're not all that welcomed with your values and your morals. Uh, and yet, Jesus says that we're the light of the world and that people need to see our good works and glorify God. Uh, so, the platform just in the church isn't quite enough. We need to have a community platform. And Jesus' strategy was always sending his disciples to population areas, to cities, and he would say, well, find out who and what's worthy in those cities, and work and stay in the household and uh, be among the worthy things and find that out. And uh, Philippians says, if anything's uh, of good report, anything worthy of praise. And that's what I think we should do in the public square. And I have a website called Look Up Detroit. Uh, it's a resource for Detroiters, for the whole city, uh, not just for believers, but for your neighbors and anyone. And I think we can do a lot with it if we work together. Uh, we're under attack. I think of the book of Esther, where Mordecai said, hey, don't be silent. Speak up, Queen Esther. You've been put in this position for such a time as this. And we live in that kind of time, I think, that we need to have a public square in each city. We're starting in Detroit, nonprofit, ad-free, supported in the background by the believers all around Metro Detroit, city and suburb. I'm not the person you would think would head up this kind of digital public square. I'm a little too old. But I've done what I've done, and I'm kind of happy with where I am. But I've been really neglectful in really finding the support and the teamwork. And we need people in Macomb County and Oakland County and Wayne counties, city and suburbs, Pontiac, to start finding worthy things and publicizing good things around Detroit. And we can be good news providers. And that's my vision. And I hope to invite you to help me to support this and technical help. it's amazing. Pictures, photographers, writers. There's so much that can be done in our area. I've been delayed a bit, with full-time chaplaincy work as a hospice chaplain. Last year I had a liver transplant, but God has His timing. So if you have any desire to see a really helpful public square for your neighbors and for people all around Metro Detroit, please give me a call. Give us some support, some help. I'm looking for, some people to stand with me in this effort. Thank you much, and pray for this project. Lookupdetroit.com.